Welcome, you all. Destiny versus free will, an age old debate. Well, here I would like to present two different perspectives, absolute and relative, and also an enlightened perspective or approach to our daily life. How do we define destiny and free will? What you come across is your destiny, and the way you respond is your free will. What you cannot control is destiny, and what you can control is free will. In the ultimate or the highest level of understanding, from a non dualistic standpoint or absolute standpoint, there is no such thing as destiny and no such thing as free will. No and no. How? From an absolute standpoint, separate self or ego does not exist as an independent entity. Free will is just an ego concept. It does not mean that you are a dependent and a slave then. Mind moves into opposites very easily. It creates dichotomies. Either you are a free agent, free will, or you are a slave, destined. Both concepts, free will or individual will, purushartha, and destiny, totality's will or prarabdha karma, are untrue from an absolute standpoint. Both are false concepts because the you are not. So you cannot be a free agent and you cannot be a slave because for both that you will be needed. For who is it that has either of them? It is the ego. Hence, understanding that the real you are free of the ego and that the ego is mithya or insubstantial causes the whole question to collapse and vanish. In unconsciousness, the ego exists, but there is no true free will. Only the experience or feeling of free will or the illusion of free will. In consciousness, the free will exists, but the ego disappears. And there is really no question of free will for consciousness because consciousness itself is freedom. So, these concepts, destiny and free will, won't apply to you, the real you. So, no and no. In lower level of understanding, from an individual or a relative standpoint, however, the answer is yes and yes. By definition, separate self has free will, bound by the law of karma. What you come across is your destiny and the way you respond is your free will. What all you have is destiny. The choice you have within that, what all you have, is your free will. It is like if you are the captain of a train, you can go wherever you like, but you are bound by the tracks to wherever they can take. The tracks in this metaphor are analogous to the law of karma or destiny. You, as an individual mind, can project, or free to project, any dream you like. Everything in the dream is your creation. But once you enter into your own dream as a subject or ego, you are limited and bound. As a creator, we project the night dream world, but as a creature, we are just one among the projections. Well, the same thing happens for a separate self in the waking dream. So, in a lower level understanding, yes for destiny and yes for free will. You have both. Remember, life is a paradox. Two apparently contradicting truths can exist at the same time, coming from two different angles or viewpoints. If the mind says that only one of them can be true, either destiny or free will, there lies the potential for misery. But as soon as you realize that you are not a separate self, but self consciousness, simply acting in an impersonal way, you will be free. Free of the person you think you are, free of the ego, free of incompleteness. The ego is you, but you are not the ego. But remember, as long as a separate self or ego seems to exist, its relationships and the world are as real as the separate self. So we should behave with the world accordingly, according to the laws that govern the relative plane, and prudently. So, what is the most prudent way to correct this situation? To limit the misery of samsara before you can realize that separate self or ego is a shadow or phantom and that you have always been free of it. The following is an enlightened perspective. Totality, Maya, Creator or Ishvara makes people in their dreaming state experience things in dreams without actually creating those dream objects. In night dream, the dream character thinks that it has the true free will. Similarly, Maya makes people in their waking state experience this world as if they have true free will without actually creating a true world. An ego does not have true free will because it is programmed and conditioned. It is going to act in a certain way. The activation and the result of any action may be either due to destiny or free will. But there is no way you can figure this out. You will go mad trying to figure this out. So, it is better to think that what we feel like doing is what is destined to happen, and yet we don't feel like slaves. Choice is being made, but that is part of the story, part of the impersonal functioning of Maya. Creator has already decided your choice, but you don't know that. You simply confirm Creator's decision. Yes, you may have free will, but it's worth nothing. This should be the understanding. Actions and effects are taking place. New body-mind organisms are created and destroyed continuously as part of the manifestation or evolution according to the law of cause and effect, law of karma. Cause and effect only relates to actions, not to any individual. Important. Cause and effect only relates to actions, not to any individual. Choice is being made as part of the impersonal functioning. No individuals are involved. Individuals are there merely for the actions to take place. No one is reincarnating to bear the effects of past actions. Disidentification process continues through many lives, but these are not the lives of the same entity. There is no individual karma, only impersonal or universal karma, which keeps the evolution going. There is only one player playing this game. The one, that one is indivisible consciousness. Nothing ever goes wrong. Nothing has ever been wrong. Nothing can ever go wrong, is the understanding. Life is a movie, but it is happening live. It is like reading a book sentence by sentence, but the whole story lies in your hands. So think from the top down, not from the bottom up. To quote Gautama Buddha, events happen, deeds are done, but there is no individual doer thereof. Therefore, in conclusion, in each moment, do exactly what you think or feel to do, understanding that what you end up doing is what is destined to happen. Feeling of free will is a gift. Belief in free will is suffering. Feeling or acting as if you have free will, but knowing that it is illusory and with the understanding that it's all totality's will is liberation. You, as consciousness, are the knower witness of this drama, Maya's drama. So, enjoy the drama. Thank you.